everybody, it's Kelly and I'm back with another Cheeky Studio process. Today I have this darling photo of my great nephew and you can see here, I think, yes, he is wearing a sleeper with Santa and some bears on it, some polar bear guys. So I thought that this cut file would be perfect to scrapbook with this photo. And I love this when Tuesday first made this cut file back in December. I just, with all the December stuff going on, I didn't have time to use it. And I still do have some holiday scrapbooking to do, as probably many of us do. And by the way, guys, I think I'm going to try something different and do this video real time. So grab a cup of coffee because you'll be here with me while I create this. I do these for December daily, but I really don't do them for much for my regular scrapbooking. And I thought, let's do something different. So let me sit. There we go. So this is the cut file. It's a Happy Holidays bear cut file. And what I did is this cut file also comes with the word Happy Holidays. It comes with big, like, they're rounded, but there's snow falling as well. And since this photo was taken in mid November, and really I think one of the reasons it was is that my niece found this hat, and I've seen him in person in this hat. He's even more adorable than he is in a photo with this. So anyway, I think she was just taking it because he's so darn cute in that hat. And now that I think about it, if I could find a little red hat for that bear, but I think I'm going to just leave it as it is because I think I want to emphasize that. But anyway, so I really wanted to do this, but not make this holiday-like. So what I did is I played around. I have a Cricut Air. And so what I did is I played around in the Design Studio software so that all I had left was this piece of the cut file, and then I just saved it in my software. I did that one day, and then I cut it yesterday. And I can, oh no, I was going to say I can see that I didn't get this cut quite right, but it is. There's a hole in that. So what I did is I actually cut this twice. So, or actually I cut it 3 times because I cut it in white first, thinking I was going to use white, and I cut it smaller than it is. And when I put it on a page with him, I didn't like the way it looked. It was too small. It was too close to the size of the photo. So I went and I cut it bigger. This is, I believe, is 7 inches high. I based it on the height. So this is 7 inches high. And then I cut it twice. So first I cut the black, I cut it in black, and then I cut it in this polka dot green. You can see where I cut him out here. And then what I did is I just found a cute little place in his little scarf or sweater here. I guess it's a scarf because it really, you can see where the scarf comes down here. So I cut his little scarf out of the second, so that I could get the scarf the second time. And then I just found a spot where it looked like the scarf was kind of wrapping around his neck. That's where I cut the green. And then first I layered the green over the black cutout, just glued it together. And then I took the white from the first cut I did. I had quite a bit left. Took that white and I just used it to back this. So all I did here, as you can see, I just pasted it on and then cut around it. So that's how I got this guy. I really, really like him. I think he's darling. This paper is last year's, and I'm hoping I saved, last year's, it was Cozy and Bright from Pebbles. That's what this was. I just had a paper pad of it, so I was looking for some green to match his sleeper, and this was really the only dark green I had, but I think it's cute. I'm good with the way that works. So next year I have to remember I need that green. I don't need a lot of stuff because goodness gracious. So I've got that all figured out. This paper that I'm going to put it on is the Doodlebug Petite Prints in the Ladybug Dot Stripe. And since I'm starting with that, I'm going to cut that off the border strip off right now. So the other thing I have to tell you is I have a confession. I should be running right now, which is why you're seeing my running watch, but I hope you can hear me over the trimmer here. But I had this layout, I've had this layout in my head for months, kind of, in some way, shape, or form, and I just couldn't not scrap it anymore. So I just decided, oh heck, I'll get dressed in my running togs and then, my togs, and then go running. It's about 36 degrees Fahrenheit here, but we have winds that are between 10 and 13 miles an hour right now, which is a little too chilly for me to run out near my house because I live in a very open area. I'd freeze, you guys. So I'm going to run on my treadmill, which I have nicknamed the Dreadmill. And I'm serious about that. I'm not a big treadmill runner, but sometimes you just have to. So here's my other thought. I really want to back this photo, but I said I don't have any other green, and I think I want to do green because I think that really helps you see him. And what I'm thinking I want to do is something like this. And yes, this corner will not have paper. I'm going to see if that bothers me once I trim this. So I'm going to take off this strip here. And you can wander through this process with me. This is real time, guys. This is how it happens. And then I'm going to chunk out... I just want to make sure this is the way it went before I cut this. Yes. I'm going to take off some of this here so that I can deal with this a little easier. Okay, this will make it a little bit more manageable. It makes it a little easier for me to see and understand how I want this to work. Okay, so I don't mind seeing the green through his ear. I think I do. Here's another thing I should tell you about. Positioning of photos on your layouts is all important. I don't know if you've heard this or not, but I'll reiterate it if you had. Your subjects, as much as possible, should be looking into the layout, not out. So this guy does have a slight turn of his head towards that way. And then my great nephew has a slight angle going this way. So I'm going to put him on the left side. Let me show you what happens if I do it this way. It makes me feel uncomfortable, in all seriousness, because he's looking off the page. So your eye is going this way, right off the page, versus when you do it like this, he's looking into the layout, so it's bringing you through. The other thing is your eye reads left to right, so top left to bottom right in the country I live in anyway. That is not true for everybody. So that is another big thing to consider as well. Now I'm looking at how much of this I want, and I'm thinking I'm going to cut this right about there. I think that's going to be good. Okay, and then I need to cut a little bit off of that yet because I didn't get the border strip fully off. At least on that side. This is a little tricky because of not having this. And I think I'm going to really be okay with the fact that there's no paper up at that corner. That is not something I think I've ever done before, in all seriousness. Okay, so what I don't like about this is that I have like a stair step here of the green. That, you know, he's not, what do I want to say, that you can't see the, it is like a big stair step there. So sometimes when that happens, I'm just going to take something to show you this. I will do something like this, where I just hide the fact that now I don't have that there. And I do like that idea. I'm not sure that I like it with that particular embellishment. Although I'm not above putting, I actually think it works really well, but I am not above putting flowers on boy layouts. And this might be one of those times that I do it. we'll see. So I've pulled my Christmas iris box. Let me show you it. This is my embarrassment and shame. Oh, you're not going to get a good view of it. Well, yes, you do. So what I have is I have one of the old trays that you used to be able to get at Michael's. It's even hard to see this because I have stuff buried on top of it. But there's little compartments here with stuff in it. And then I have, these are the envelopes I store my die cuts in. You've seen these before. I just have those laying on top. And then I have longer stickers and that kind of stuff in the bottom. So I just put all my embellishments there. And really, honestly, guys, I never need to buy another Christmas thing, right? Like I said, you're going to see my shame. Now, I said this is not a Christmas layout, but the holly in that I think looks kind of cute because I could do something like that. Try. See, I've seen this and it was so perfect. Now, I want it to be a little spread like that. So I'm thinking this would work really well. And then I have something on opposite photo corners. Okay, so I like that a lot better. You now can't tell that I don't have that paper up there. So I said I was going to try it. Didn't really love it, but I found a way, a disguise for it. And like I said, I am not above putting this on this page, except now that I think about it, I want to grab this because this, my chair is very noisy, guys, sorry. This is an old American Crafts, again, collection, and it's die cuts from, these die cuts are probably, oh my gosh, 5 years old or something like that. I just have a couple left. So I was hoping to be able to use my little bear friend here, but I think he's not working very well. He's so big, I think he's taking attention away from that photo. And we don't want that. We want the attention going towards the photo. So I'm just kind of looking here to see, is there anything else that I think would work? You know, that's the wrong green. This is an old Chicken Nitty die cut pack here. And how I remember all that stuff, I don't know, guys. You know, I can't remember. Like this morning I walked into my laundry room to grab something from my handbag and grabbed a couple of other things and totally forgot what I was looking for and had to go back. But I can remember a Chicken Nitty collection from 5 or 6 years ago. Isn't that the truth, right? Okay, so I like the way that looks. This is the sticker sheet for the Pebbles collection. I have this sticker sheet here as well. This is from the same collection that that bear was from, but I think I'm going to have the same issue if I try to put him on this layout. See, immediately it just like takes all the attention away. I like the bear there because I think it helps you focus into the photo there. Just gonna look. This is the same sticker sheet that goes with these pieces, to just see if there's anything on there that I like. And I could do, there's a little sticker of holly here. Since he is dressed in a little, I mean, Santa's on his sleeper. So the other thing is I won't really have to journal much on here. A lot of these are just photos of, cute photos that my niece sent me. So there's that guy or this guy, and for some reason I like that guy better. So then we're tying the everything together here because we have the holly in 2 different places, and then with the die cuts, and then the holly here as well. So one of the other things is that I don't always do titles on these because I don't always really feel like I need them, because the you know, it's just a picture. But in this case I grabbed some L Studio. These are the acrylic words that you can get from them. So I like that, the snapshot. And one of the things I'm doing here is that I'm also looking at spacing around this whole thing. So right now, the spacing here is about equal, kind of to your eye, about. And it is about here and about here, but I probably need to shift this just slightly this way, which I can do. I do like snapshot, and here is smile. And I don't like smile as well. Part of the reason is I think it's a little too small. He does have a smile on his face, but he's much smilier than this, so I think that's not as appropriate. The other thing I like about this, so take a quick look at that. The other thing I like about this is it's a big area of white on the diagonal from the big area of the white bear there. So I think that's the one we're going to use. And then I'm just going to very carefully, I hope, shift all this over just a titch, and I think I have the layout. So then, now, the scary part is when you get to this point is how do I glue this down with, you know, if I take this up, how am I going to get the spacing on all this? Here's the secret. You don't take it up. What I'm going to do here is I'm just going to glue my bear down with my ATG in a couple of spots. Now, if I didn't have the majority of the embellishing done, I would be gluing things really kind of just in the middle. I can glue more than that down if I want to. I'll probably come back and do more after I've shut the camera off. And I'm kind of looking here. I'm hoping you can see this. Do you see that little gap there between his ear and that berry? I'm going to take that gap out. It's bothering me a little bit because it's almost like I'm trapping white space there. And I'm going to be a little bit, yeah, otherwise it looks like it doesn't have, if I do this, it looks like it's not really anchored to anything or standing on anything. If I do this and take that out, it looks a little bit more anchored. So that's why I'm doing that. This is one of the benefits of me doing these real time is when you do the voiceovers, yes, I can tell you what was in my head and thoughts, but not quite as much as I can if I actually have you real time. Okay, so now I'm just going to make sure this is going to make sure, use proper English, Kelly. And I used to get A's in English, but oh man, the slang sometimes. Okay, I'm just going to straighten that up there a little bit. And now I'll come back in, glue that down. And then for the acrylics, I just use my ATG or some sort of a really aggressive glue here. And I've not had a problem with any of these falling off. I just actually went through my albums and pulled out all the layouts of my grandchildren and my stepson's family and gave them to them in books. And all these were still sitting on. Okay, so now we're going to put snapshot on, and I'm going to play a little bit with this. I want to snug this up to this so that it's kind of one grouping going down. If it sits here, do you see how there's that open spot there? I don't like that. I want them to look like they're part of the same thing. So there's that one. The one thing I haven't done yet, you guys, is we don't have a lot of dimension on here right now. I'm just going to get this, and when I put this down, that little corner of the green was sneaking out. I'm going to just shift this so that you can't see that corner. Again, you don't want to trap anything, and that green would be trapped white space, even though it's only green. That's just kind of a term for visual space. Okay, so we have that down there, and then I'm going to give his little ear a bit of more of a glue, and then his ear here is pretty glued down, except I just realized that I didn't get that black glue down all that well there. So I'm going to glue that in, and then I'll just glue this here. I'm not going to put it on top of the photo. I'm not so worried all the time about putting stuff on top of the photo because I have copies of all of these, digital copies, so I don't need to really worry about that. But if I don't need to glue it there, I often don't. Okay, so now I'm thinking, what else do I want to do here? I'm thinking some enamel dots maybe. I've got these, but they don't feel like the colors are right, and they're a little bit too Christmassy for me. And I have this holly, but the greens are wrong. That was a Chamel collection. The other thing I did think about is I have hearts, some acrylic hearts, so I do have green ones here. Let's look and see what we think about adding some of those in. Or I also have white, which that might be a nice little addition here. And I don't know that I love that. I think it looks a little disjointed, like not a part of the, it didn't look like a part of the cluster. That's the word I want. It's hard to talk and scrapbook at the same time for me. Okay, so then I'm thinking about maybe adding that guy in over here somewhere. It's a little harder because it's up. I might need to put some foam tape on this one. Let me see. Yeah, I think that's good. I actually like this better now that I have them as part of the little clusters here. So I'm going to put that one down for sure. I have one more small heart left. I'm going to just try that and see if I like that better than the bigger one. And the answer is yes. I actually like the smaller heart a little bit better. Now the question is, where is he going? I think he's going right down there. Because, you know, these have personalities. So this is not what I expected. I did grab these buttons just to try those maybe. I thought I'd do more stickers. It's just how the things go sometimes when you're working with these. And then this guy. So this guy's going to be a little difficult because he's up. So I'm going to grab some foam tape, and I actually have this little leftover piece. I have a little dish here. That was my grandmother's, and she kept it on her dresser. And I keep just little doodads and stuff on it. So I'm going to see if I can get a small enough piece here. I actually think I need to use the other piece that I cut off. So I'll put that just on the back. And then, this is hard when you don't have any fingernails. Okay, just getting that guy in there where I like him. All right, so there's that. Now, like I said, I don't need to do a lot of journaling on here because he's, it's just a photo. And what I think I'm going to do is I want to date everything. I always date all these because we are not going to remember that this was maybe November versus another time. So all I'm going to do here is I want to add the journaling down here, which is just going to be the date, which was November 15th. I wasn't sure I had November spelled correctly there for a second. 2018. And then I'm thinking, do I want some enamel dots on here? And maybe. Okay guys, sorry about that. I'm going to have to cut a little bit of that out. When I was grabbing my enamel dots, they sit behind my camera, and I whacked the camera stand, obviously, because I think if I hadn't cut that out, I would have, you would have seen my hair. So I probably cut myself off in mid-sentence so you didn't have to see that, but it is what it is, right? Okay, so here's my enamel dots. I keep them in this little 31 bag, and then I keep my big Cricut spatula right in the front there. And I just, yes, I have a lot of them, by the way. So I'm thinking, do I want white? And I'm thinking maybe not white, because I'm thinking the white is going to be a lot of little white around, you know, spread out. And I think if I spread the white out too much, you'll lose focus. So I could do green. I don't know that I have green enamel dots. I have these red, white, and blue ones. Just looking to see if I have any green in that green color. I know where they would be if I can find them. That being the hard part, right, is in all this. It is ridiculous the amount of enamel dots I have, seriously. I keep pulling out packets of enamel dots where they're mostly used, and then I try to use them up. Okay, oh yeah. I was thinking this set, but it's the wrong green. So, oh wait, nope, I've got these. There we go. Okay. So I don't think I'm going to do the pearls because this is not that kind of a layout. It's a little bit more, it's not shiny. It's not so sweet. There's a little bit of glitter on that, but I think that's okay as it is. And I'm thinking, so if I put white on here, you'd start to lose the focus of this white. It would minimize that. And since this is right next to the photo, it's drawing your eye to it. So I don't want to do that. So that's the reason behind that. I said I have the red because I could just do the red and scatter them around the background. And I'd probably use these because I have more sizes. I also have this green. And I think if I did the green, it would do kind of the same thing as the white, is it would start to pull your eye away from this green here. I think I'm going to do the red because the red will give me dimension, but it will also match the background, so it's not going to be as, it won't draw your eye away quite as much if I do that. So I'm just gonna pop a couple enamel dots. Oops. And I'm using my Cutter Bee tweezers just because I have such a what do I want to say? I don't have fingernails because I'm a massage therapist. Well, I do have fingernails, but they're pretty small. So all I'm doing here is I'm just adding a couple. For sure, we'll see. I might add more. And just getting them around. These feel like they're in a line if I do it like that. So I actually think I need a third one there. This one. The one thing, this big one is the same size as those hearts, so I don't love that. But let's see. Maybe this big one should go down here. This is a bigger cluster. Go back with this little one here. And then I have this one here, which is a medium size. I feel like that's too much up there. So let's do that there. And we're gonna add, I need another one, don't I? I don't have another one. So I think I'm going to have to just be okay with the fact that I don't have a third one here. And I'm not okay with that. Honestly, it's driving me a little crazy. I definitely didn't have one, I think, on that other sheet. I do not. Ah! I'm just gonna quick look and see if I've got any others here. You know, I'm gonna be the only one who ever notices that there's not a third dot there, I think. But if I could find one, I would put one on. And I really think I don't have any. I'm just gonna check in my little box here. So the answer is no, I do not have any. So this is a Cartabella enamel dots from a very Merry Christmas too, by the way, which I think is a couple years old. So these white hearts were just from an Elle Studio heart pack that I got. Again, that's something you can buy on a monthly basis. I don't love that, but I think it is what it is because I don't have another one, and I don't think I really have a good solution unless I put a red one in. And maybe that's what I need to do, is maybe I need to add one red one into each cluster here. Or into, let's see. Let's try this and see how I like it. It's not ideal, but it is better. Most definitely. So I think I'll do two little green ones there and a red one there. Okay. I did like it better when it was all green, but I don't have all green, so we're just going to run with what it is. All right, guys, so really that's the layout done. You know, the hardest part was cutting the cut file, which took me a while, and getting the cut file ready. But the cool part now is that I do have this bear done, so I can use him over and over because he's saved in my library now. So that's it, you guys. I will have a still shot and a couple of detail shots coming up with this. Don't forget to use your code Kelly10 at Cheeky Studio. You can get 10% off anything on your order except for the kits, just because they're at a really smoking deal already. But you can use that anytime you want. It's not just on this cut file, it's on anything you ever order. So definitely do that. Go check them out. Besides really having really fun cut files, and I have another layout coming up, I think this month too, where I'm going to use one of the cut files and some of the other product. And I honestly don't want my channel to be an all cut file channel, but I've been wanting to use this for a while, and Tuesday just released some wreath trio circles that I love as well. So I'm going to probably have 2 videos this month with the cut files, versus just using the regular product with, not just, it's nice. I just want to be careful because I recognize that a die cutting machine is a very expensive investment. It took me a few years to pull the plug on it. Yeah, okay, anyway, to get it. And I did it with a Christmas present, really is why I got my die cutting machine. So anyway, guys, there is the layout. Hope you guys are all well, and I'll be back with another video again soon. Bye.